Roberto 2. You only walked about 30 meters from the entry from the mouth of the cave to the small entry across, where the solid wall was. Everything had been buried. I left that place thinking of a way in. I was set on proving if there really was gold, so I went again to see Paco, and the next day we went there to make tests for gold detection. Somewhat difficult to do inside the cave, almost impossible, but according to Paco we would do it from the outside, some 20 or 25 meters below. The cave was formed by two enormous rocks, each one in one piece. The outside one measured about 40 meters high, leaning on, supported by, a much larger one, about 70 meters in height, which was part of the hill. So at about the height we estimated the gold to be, we started working, and immediately the equipment signaled the existence of the precious metal. Paco had confirmed that there was gold. The real problem now was how to go about digging to get to the inside of the cave. Technically and humanly it was difficult but possible. But perhaps the biggest problem was financial. It would require a big investment. Several weeks went by, but Antonio was determined to finance the adventure. He was an enthusiastic treasure hunter. On the day before departure to the old volcano he purchased tents, gas and battery lamps, mining boots, utility knives, kitchen knives, a whole set of plastic dishes, sleeping bags, serum against viper and scorpion bites, communication radios, water, food, and many other things. And so we spent our first night at the volcano, far from the entry to the cave. We camped approximately 150 meters distant. The next day we moved to the external part of the cave where the gold was and made several holes where we placed dynamite. No luck, we were not even tickling the big rock. So another day went by and we opted for digging. The cave entry only measured from rock to rock 1 meter 50, it was 30 meters in length and with a depth of about 20 meters or more. We got spades and buckets to carry the stones and earth and started to excavate, but it was very slow going, so Antonio hired 4 miners to help us take out the soil, sticks and stones from the dig. They were a big help and we made some real progress, with the surprise that at the entry to the cave, just below, we found some iron pieces placed from wall to wall parallel to some stone steps which descended in the direction of the inner cave. The miners left, with good progress made, and we, there was 6 of us, continued working. On the side of the wall we placed an iron bar from side to side, from one rock to the other, and in its center we tied a tackle, a pulley, with the help of a rope and a large bucket, and in that way we advanced much faster. One person would fill the bucket, another one would tie it, and another would bring it up and empty the material. We had an assortment of buckets, so that made the work easier, but nonetheless our exhaustion was great. Several days had gone by and we had discovered exactly nothing, so 3 of the guys left and only 3 of us remained. I stayed below loading the debris, Antonio and Miguel were above. A cave started to appear up to 3 meters in height, boarded up, completely sealed with stone slabs perfectly placed, covered with the remains of ash, smoked. I wanted to tell them right away, but I wanted to surprise them. Suddenly they shouted a goodbye, claiming they were going to get more men. Meantime I went to the camping site. And they did come back, with 4 peasants, that would make the work easier. Now they were down in the cave, certainly opening the inner cave. I went back in about 1 hour, and the 6 were covering the hole. A good part was already filled, they were just throwing the earth and stones down. In a few hours all was full, completely covered, just as it was at the beginning. I said nothing, I felt there was no use, and I remembered that at the entry to the cave there was a lot of debris, the remains of products, Japanese, Polish, British, from the USA, etc. The old locals said there were hundreds of ancient leather bags full of gold. Someone will get them eventually. To date, as far as I know, no one has gone back there.